2005 on an 05 Range Rover Sport. Now this one is slightly different from your normal Sport. If you know your Land Rovers, you'll know a company called Overfinch. Overfinch developed alongside and then launched just after the launch of the actual Land Rover product, their version, which was the Range Rover Sport, obviously, based on the 4.2 supercharged V8. This one is the Overfinch Super Sport. So quite a lot of differences from your standard car, as you can see. So Overfinch body kit, so bumpers, side skirts, rear bumpers, exhausts, grille, and then a load of body coloured bits, things like the body coloured vents, body colour wing mirrors, door handles. They have what we call Overfinch Super Sport Tiger 22-inch alloy wheels, which are lovely. They also got Brembo 6-pot calipers at the front and Brembo 4-pot calipers at the back with 300 odd mil floating 2-piece discs. What else do we get? We got so you can choose what you got from Overfinch in your Super Sport package. You could have just the cosmetic stuff. There's a load of interior changes as well, which we'll show you in a second. But you could also get the engine upgrade, which this one has. So it takes the car from the standard Land Rover 380 brake horsepower to 440 horsepower. That coupled with the exhaust, it sounds fantastic. Genuinely is very, very quick off the line. It's the quickest Land Rover I've ever driven, that's for sure. And then on top of that, we've also got extra leather on the inside, carbon, all those sorts of bits, which we'll point out on the way around as we go. So not your normal early Range Rover. This one was based on a first edition as well, so it's got all the spec on the Land Rover, which again we'll show you as we go around. Now we did notice, and the vendor did point out, the discs, it does need brake discs. It drives, but it's going to need discs. You can see they are quite thin, but we do want to point that out. It does want discs, so just bear that in mind. And he did mention that he moved it, I think about a week ago. The steering was slightly notchy when he first pulled away. It hasn't done it for us. It hasn't done it to him when it was driven here. But he did want it pointing out just to be straight and honest. Starting with the bodywork. Look down that side there. Nice and straight down there. Driver's front wing. There's no real marks to note on that. It's obviously been washed with a sponge here and there, so a good polish would get rid of it. There's some light swirls, but I mean, I'm being really picky. Nice and tidy around that vent. The rest of that front arch is lovely and clean and tidy. There is a very, very light scratch just there. Could get right on top of it to see it, but it is there. On the correct Overfinch Tiger alloy wheels, 22-inch, in this sort of dark grey, which is lovely. Got 4 matching nice new tyres on there with loads of wear bars still on those. If we're being really picky, the wheels could do with a refurb. They're not bad. There's the odd little curb mark here and there, but generally not bad. Continuing down this side, obviously there's full Overfinch lower skirt. Normally, if you know your Range Rovers, this is much smaller and black textured plastic, whereas these are body coloured and, to be fair, huge. All badged up Overfinch. There's a little mark just there, and there's another one just there. Driver's door, generally nice and clean. A couple of little parking scratches, one there. In fact, that's a bit of dirt, ignore that. So there's one there, a very light scratch on the door handle itself. All good on the wing mirror and up the A-pillar. There's no delamination on the screen or anything like that. There is one stone chip just on the leading edge, but other than that, all good. Coming down this side, it's got your standard, what looks to be factory smoke on the front and then a darker tint on the back, but it isn't too dark. You can actually see through it, which is quite nice. Coming down this side, got a little chip just there where the door's been opened on something. Rear door, all nice and tidy with a very light scratch just there. Most importantly, this is where you want to look on your Range Rover Sports and Range Rovers this year. Is there any rust coming through here or creeping up through here? Whereas this one, as you can see, is lovely all the way down. Another good matching wheel and tyre. A couple of little minor curb marks. Huge Overfinch calipers by Brembo, which look really good. And then back up this side, you can have another look down there. And then again, part of your Overfinch kit is this rear bumper. All badged up Overfinch. Couple of minor stone chips on the bottom there where the tyres kicked up some stones, but other than that, all good. Round on the back, there's a little crack just in that tail light. I did find a new one on eBay there for 22 quid, so that's a nice easy fix. It's not an Overfinch part, it's a standard Land Rover part. That's what it should look like. Badging wise, you lose the Land Rover badge across the top on this one. So you get your Overfinch on the left and your Sport Supercharged on the right. It has got a little bit of wear where the sort of being washed over the years has taken away the shine on that, but that is the standard Land Rover part, not an Overfinch part. But you do get, which is not standard Land Rover, the huge stainless exhaust system, which is, it sounds really good. We'll start it up in a minute, you'll hear it. Got this lower valance as part of the body kit, and this nice side piece and all the way along. There is a bit of a crack. It's only like a surface level crack, but it is there. It's worth pointing it out. Tow bar cover and everything's there. Doesn't look like it's ever had a tow bar fitted, but the cover and everything's there as it should be. It's a little mark there. Tailgate itself is all lovely. And they get a slightly larger rear spoiler as well. Round on the passenger side, we can have a look down that side. All the body lines are lovely and sharp, all that sort of stuff. Nice and neat inside this rear arch, and we're going to have a look in here. And again, like I say, this is the sort of problem area for them, but this one is really, really good inside. Another little curb mark on the wheel, but again, like I say, matching. They're on Nexon, which actually are quite good tyres all round. No marks on the rear quarter or on that rear door. A couple of little stone chips where it flares out here. That large body kit again along the bottom. All your Overfinch badges there. There's a couple of marks there where it's been caught with someone getting in and out. Nothing really to whinge about on that rear door. Front door's good. Glass on this side's nice. Couple of stone chips on the mirror, but generally not bad. A-pillars have got these sort of plastic covers on, so you don't get stone chips on those. And no marks on this side of the windscreen. Front wing, got a very light scratch just there. And a couple of little stone chips just on the arch itself, but inside the arch is all good. Another couple of chips on the wheel. Like I said, it could do with a refurb. And then coming around on the front, every Range Rover Sport this year always wants the headlights polished. This one is no different. Difference is huge when you do it. And I have noticed that some of the screen wash has leaked out on this side, and it's put a couple of little marks, sort of ingrained dirt almost in the paint. That one's sort of a good cut polish to get rid of that. This one I noticed does have adaptive cruise control. Overfinch front lip on the bumper with this centre cover. Every Overfinch I've ever seen is missing that, and that's quite hard to find. All your Overfinch badging as well. Other additional bits on the Overfinch are those fog light colours in body colour, and the grille all badged up. And then up onto the bonnet, one or two very minor stone chips, but generally nice and tidy. Good hand polish would make a big difference on this one, but as you can see, very presentable generally. Moving on to the interior, and again with being Overfinch, you sort of had a bespoke option on how far you went. You could have the full Bentley style quilted leather. This one's gone for the standard Land Rover seats, which to me actually I think have aged a bit better. But what it has got is full carbon trim, where you would normally have silver or gloss. It is proper carbon fibre as well. It's really nice. Normally down here is a textured plastic on a Range Rover Sport. This one's this lovely triple stitched, very soft leather. Alcantara liner in the door card. Alcantara on the handle. Carbon around here, and then normally here is fake leather. Whereas this is this lovely, very soft, identical match to the seats. Very, very soft leather top. Harman Kardon on the stereo. We've got Overfinch piped mats, which are lovely. Underneath is all nice and clean. There is a proper set of winter mats in the boot as well, which we'll show you. Generally very nice on the driver's seat. A little bit of wear there and a little bit of wear there, but not too bad. Overfinch also give you their badge steering wheel with the Alcantara sections on there. As you can see, we've got auto headlights, auto wipers, stereo controls. Then it's got the adaptive cruise, so you can follow the car in front. Mileage wise, this one, nice sensible mileage, 91,000 miles. Those 4.2 supercharged are super reliable for a Land Rover product as well. And you will notice that you get these lovely red Overfinch dials. Extra upgrades, Alcantara across the top here, where it's normally sort of a scratchy plastic. More really nice carbon. Alcantara on the gear selector. Leather on the top of the center console. And then you do have the fridge with it being a first edition as well. So it's got all the spec heated seats, front and rear heated screens. It does have the lane departure system, I think it is. All the clever bits on the screen as well, the four-wheel drive bit. Going into the back, and again you've got Alcantara on here, which is really nice touch. Lovely leather across the top of the door cards. I really like that gloss carbon, it's lovely. Overfinch on the kick plates, which are all around as well. The backs of the seats are lovely, they're not pulled out or stretched. And the back seats themselves don't look like they've been hardly sat in at all. So you've got your armrest and everything in the centre. Heated rears, aux input in the back as well. And then we do have, and I believe this will be part of the Overfinch, the additional TV screen up there with the headphones and the remote that are in the front. Black carpet set, Overfinch mats in the back. Headlining is all nice and neat. You get these extra upgraded speakers in the back as well. Sound system's very good, I would imagine, with those. Split tailgate, as with all sports. Got a cream load cover. Your mat underneath is all nice and neat. We'll shut that and open the full tailgate. And we do have a proper set of Range Rover rubber mats for the winter, a boot liner in there. Underneath there is all nice and clean as well. So no funny smells in there, no signs of any trapped moisture or anything like that. Rear left, again, it's really nice condition in the back. I don't think it's been used, it's definitely not been hauling kids around. Door shuts are good. Seats on this side are good, the backs of the seats are good. It does also have audio controls in the back, and they've even put the carbon on those as well. I think the engine upgrade was £5,000 on its own. I think the interior was about 6.5 or 7 with the body kit. So really not a cheap upgrade. I think a normal Sport was about 40. These were touching 60. Really nice on that door card. That extra leather and everything really does up its game a bit. Passenger seat all nice and neat. There's a tiny little bit of wear on the bottom, but generally very good. Have another look at the console from here. All that carbon's lovely. Quite often the lacquer can peel on cheap carbon, whereas this has obviously been good quality because it's really very good. In there we've got headsets for the screen, and we've got the remote. Land Rover boot pack and everything in there. And your lock and wheel nut. If you check the description, we'll detail service history, ownership, all that sort of stuff. You will notice it's sitting quite low. We've got it in access height, and we'll show you the air suspension working in a second. I believe Overfinch tweaked the suspension so access height is a little bit lower as well, just to give it that quite cool stance. And then under here, all new Overfinch engine cover in bright red, looking all nice and angry. If we go underneath, it's not dropping any fluid on the floor. We've left it here to go cold. It was driven into us this morning, but it's now sort of mid-afternoon. We've left it to go nice and cold. Fires up on the button. If we go around the back, nothing coming out the back, but a lovely little bearable. Ticking over nice and happy at the front. Auto lights working as they should. It is cold, so I'm not going to bounce it off the rev limiter, but we're going to give it a little rev. Told you it made a good noise. So there you go. 2005 on an 05 Range Rover Sport, Overfinch Super Sport. Like I said, the vendor did want to point out, does need brake discs. And then he did notice that it did go a little bit notchy on the steering, but like I said, we haven't had that while we were here. He hasn't had it while driving here. It just happened to him once a couple of weeks ago. He's asked us to point it out, which is fair enough. We will also add the, I'll show you the suspension working as well. Like I said, I forgot that one. So it's in access mode. Show you there's no warning lights on there either. We've got seatbelt light on, but other than that, that's all good. If we press that all the way up and shut the door, you'll see that suspension. You won't hear the compressor, it's nice and quiet. Up it goes all the way into off-road mode. And then we'll pop it back down into standard road height. So you'll see it drop back down into standard road height. And there you go. Thank you. Like I say, we're open for viewings every day apart from a Sunday. If you want to come and have a look, we can start it up, we can show you the paperwork. If you can't get here, give us a shout. We can do video calls, extra photos, extra videos. Do check the description. We'll detail everything we know about the car, its service history, its ownership, all that sort of stuff. But if you've got any other questions, please get in touch. Thank you.